Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Six Ashes. We are going to do a little bit of cleaning up around the yard to start off with today. We've got the 6810 and finally got our front loader on it because it is going to be more useful to us like this. And we're going to just get these out of the way. Our 2 pallets of fertilizer that we've got because our grass is not yet ready or is not yet turned to hay. So what we're going to do first today is there's quite a nice contract available for us, a harvesting contract. We're going to reconfigure our spraying tractor. We're going to get some proper wheels back on that, get that down with doing so that can go and do some carting. And get our combine out for the first time this year because it is midsummer and therefore our harvesting window has opened. Admittedly not on our own farm because we didn't get anything planted early enough last year, but it is early enough for some of the fields of other farmers around the map. So that is going to mean that we can get that done. And let's just put this in here. And put that down. There we go. Will that come off the front? I'm not sure. Yeah, there we go. Not the most graceful way to unload a pallet, but it is at least off. So we can now put this out of the way because I don't want to be carting for a contract with the 6810, unfortunately, because it'll take forever to do with that. So let's load this up. We've got to do some herbicide spraying as well. We've got weeds in a few of our fields. We're going to get to that next game day, I think. We've got we actually have a few dry days for once on our farms. So we're going to be able to do those kind of things during that time. I want to take advantage of a contract while we got it. We could get up to 50,000 overall, which would be brilliant, and yeah, would help our farm along a lot. Really, I am very impressed with where we are on here now. Well, this is our 4th year on here. We are in a profitable farm. There is absolutely no doubt about that at this point. We're making money on a regular basis with this. So let's reconfigure our tractor. So that will be this option here. I'm going to put some weights on the front of it rather than our front bit. We should have. Oh, because we put the weights on it, it's taken the front loader off, which is makes sense. And we want to put the Michelin tires back on it if we can. Yeah, standard Michelin tires will cost us nothing, and that will allow us to do our karting. So yes, so that has reconfigured this now into more of a karting tractor, which is what we need. We also need to get some fuel in this, so we'll do that in a moment as well. I want to hook this up too. There we go. And we'll take this down the other yard and get this loaded up with some fuel. In the meantime, we are going to get our combine out as well. We're going to have to get the header out of this shed here. So let's do that, and then we can back this out of the way in a bit. So refill that with diesel, and we're good to go. Then up here, here's our beauty, our Dominator 106 in glorious Ford blue. This is not full on fuel, so when we hook up the trailer, we'll refuel it. There we go. If we can get all of this doing follow me on the way to the field, that would be good. Let's reverse this out, like so. And then we'll reverse this in. And kill 2 birds with 1 stone. There we are, and done. Does this have cables? Yes, it does. Turn it off, refuel it, and away we go. I think what I'll do, is that gonna, nope, we're clear, good. We'll get the tractor following us along the road. First, we need to pick up the contract though. So, contract is this one. Field 59, harvesting, I'm never quite sure how to pronounce that. On field 59, so we will accept that contract because we have all the equipment to do it ourselves. And that field 59, is this one here. Now, I think that we get to field 59 via field 60. Although I'm not 100% sure about that. Actually, looking at this, it's a little bit difficult to see on this map. But I don't think there's a gap there. I think the gap is actually 63. So we need to come in over here, around the sides here, and then we've got to go through 63. I don't know if we can cut through the trees or whether we'll have to go all the way around. Yeah, we've got to go that way to field 59, I think. So let's start her up. And we're all good there. We'll get this on follow me. And hopefully not going into the back of our combine. Right, we got the combine out. Let's get this tractor out and following as well. Around here. Follow there. So it's back into our combine and away we go. Gonna need beacons on for this, I think. Because we have got a long way round to go. I think probably over the top is going to be the better way to do this. So we've made it around to the other side. We've got our entrance in here. And this actually, this is one of the reasons why I love Six Ashes. I think if you had we're getting some frame rate drops at the moment. I don't know what's causing it, but yeah. If you had a fair amount of cash to start with, so if you were starting on start from scratch, this here is 463,000 for this area. I would spend all of it on this. For that, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get 5 fields. Most of them are decent sizes. You get an area here. Field 52 is actually a really great area for a farmyard. You've got a barn here already, and you've got, what do we got over here? And you've got you've got a shed and a farmyard and everything already. Yeah, I think this would be my preferred place to start if I was doing this this map again from the beginning. It is just a really, really nice area. It has space to develop. In fact, yeah, this is the perfect place to build a farmyard with that as your base. You've got a nice entrance here. This is just brilliant, this area. So I think if I was doing start from scratch on here again, or if I was doing start from scratch on here, I would probably go for this. It'd be a fantastic realism experiment map from that point of view. Would work superbly well for that. So yeah, I think it would just be awesome, just be absolutely brilliant. And it's got that whole connected farmland thing about it, where you've got farm roads running all the way through, connecting the 5 fields that you have together, and then expansion beyond it as well, because we've got the field we're going to that has that too. Look at this frame rate drop. I have no idea what's causing that. It's one of the things I'm looking forward to with FS22 at the beginning. It's because I won't have any mod conflicts. I won't have any mods. So no mod conflicts means that I will have no big frame rate drops like that. Straight off the get-go, I will have the shuttle, I'll have a form of seasons, and it will just work brilliantly. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. But that is a weird frame rate drop. We will see if that continues once we stop using follow me. But yeah, something is not quite right. The header is mounted on this the opposite way to other trailers, so I'm so very used to turning to the left to unload my trailer and get the header off, but not to but this one is the other way around, so it's just confusing the hell out of me right now. There we go. So disconnect that like so, bring this up here, and then we've got a very big field full of crop to get cut with not a massive harvester, but we should be all right. This harvester is a great little harvester, this, and so pleased that I got the Ford Blue on it as well, and that this exists, you know. There we go. So back it off. Should be able to get it around it. We might move that with the tractor in a minute. Start her up. Start up the back. Oh, let's unfold it. Start up the back. Again with the frame rate drop. And into the crop. And I don't think this produces straw. Does this produce straw? This does produce straw. We could get straw off this field as well, and we have the time to bale it up. Absolutely perfect. This is going to be a very profitable field for us. Seems that we didn't need to go all the way around. Look at that. Field 58 has an entrance. And we've got an entrance to that from our other side. Don't know whether we make it round the miscanthus, whereas this way we could easily get round. But yeah, certainly that seems to have been another way we could have got into this field. Coming to the end of the first headland, and we're at 61% full, so not doing too badly at all. We've got, because this is contract, we've not got any harvest yield for this field, I don't think, or it's certainly not showing anyway. But that is pretty good. I also think I've solved this FPS issue we were having earlier. I had to actually restart the game, get the video drivers updated, and I actually, looking at it, I think it's the vehicle control add-on. I had an error appearing previously with the VCA in here, and now it's gone, and it's running really nicely. So yeah, don't know what was causing it overly, but we seem to have solved it now. So hopefully that will not cause me a problem. He's got a lot of weeds in this field. A fairly decent yield off here. We're getting 4.7 tons a hectare, which is pretty cool. And 25 tons an hour is what we're moving at, which is again a decent amount. Whoa. Combine has stopped because we are full. Let's do that, get that out. I'm going to turn off that, and now we'll go and get our tractor and trailer. So it looks like we're going to get about 1.5 headlands off here before we have to empty, which means we should be dropping off our first load once we get 3 headlands done. which is pretty good. Let's empty that out. And yeah, there you can see our gateway with our with the miscanthus. We probably could get down there, so we're going to have a fairly decent way of getting out of here. Where are we delivering this to? So this has got to go to the grain to grain co. Is that the one up the top? Yes. So we want to come out of here and up there, a nice short run. Is that also the best place to sell this? Because I'd quite like to do a straight sell of the excess today, although it is kind of at its bottom price at the moment. Let's move across here and we should be able to find it. There we go. Best price. In fact, it only sells at Grainco, so that's fine. 509 is the price at the moment, and best price for this would be down here somewhere. There we go. Best price for this is 700. We would be leaving a lot of money away if we didn't go and if we didn't store the excess. So looks like we're gonna have to take what we can for the contract today and then go and store the excess in order to make the best amount of money from it. Not the end of the world, but certainly something to think about. And then I think we're going to be holding on to this contract for a little bit longer, getting all of this straw baled up, and then we'll make some money from that as well, because we've got some straw, but we could probably do with a little bit extra. Back around the other side, and we're only just over 50% full. So it looks like with the ever decreasing circle effect of doing the headlands, that we might make it all the way back round here before we have to empty again, which actually suits us fine. We want to do 4 headlands on here, getting all the way back round here before we have to empty actually puts us in a really good place for going and emptying this first load from the combine. So that's what I'm going to do, is we're going to go the whole way around the field again, and then try and empty once we get back round to where the tractor and trailer is. And hopefully that means that we get a nice easy time of it, of not having to drive all the way around the field to go and empty our combine. And then once we've got the headlands done, we can get into the main body of this field. We've got quite a lot of this contract done so far. I mean, it's listing it as 30% done just from what we've done here in our headlands. So yeah, that's quite a big amount straight off the bat. And we're getting going again. There we go. So yeah, we're getting through this contract fairly swiftly. And as we approach this top corner, we are at 98% full. We're actually in a good position here to turn those off. I'm going to put that down and get the pipe out, because it's not going to take all of it. There we go. So let's just run down here, grab our tractor, and then we can get this filled, because this doesn't quite take 2 full tanks. It takes yeah, about 90% of the second tank, and we know we've nearly got a completely full tank, so it is going to leave a little bit. So let's go there and this, and empty it out, which is great. And then we can go and tip this up at the grain co and see how much we have completed from that. It's yeah, 80% of this crop we need to deliver. I'm thinking we're probably going to be able to keep a trailer for ourselves if we're lucky. Trying to spread it out in the trailer. Yeah, we need to be more towards the front by the looks of this, I think. Yep, there we go. Need a little more of it at the front. And it is not going to take all of this trailer. going to be about 500 shy. No, 402 shy. There we go. So let's take this. I will turn our combine off. Let's go and take this up to the sell point and see exactly how much of the contract this completes. It can be quite a struggle to make it up the hill to get up to this top point. But this tractor does it better than the 6810 would. So that's why we've switched to which tractor we have been doing the karting with. The grain co is just up the top corner here. There we go. So bring this into here. And what we can do now is back this in. Straight up delivery. And they will take this. And we can see how far through this contract we are as far as deliverables go as well. So tip that out. And we're up to 43,000. We're up to 43,000 pounds, which is brilliant. We don't have anything particularly to buy for the farm at the moment. It's all just really ticking along rather nicely. This completes. This should complete hopefully about, well, if it completes 30%, we've got a good idea of how much of this we actually have to deliver. So far, it has completed 28%. That's really good. So we're looking at just around about 4 full trailers off here to get this contract completed. Presuming that finishing the field doesn't finish the whole thing. So it may be that it's just 3 full trailers will get this completed, which would be fantastic. Coming to the end of the 4th headland, and amazingly, having done the headlands, it looks like we're about halfway through this contract. Let's just have a quick look here. Yeah, 43%, not far off. Let's just check this. 133 and 113. Okay, so we are going to cut based on this bottom headland here. We want to be going at 133 degrees based on that. So we'll line ourselves up. 130, 132, 133. There we go. So we'll cut in here. And that's our line. And if we can stick to that, we should do fairly well. And good. Right, that's heading off. And this is the thing, without GPS, which of course on a combine this age you really wouldn't have, it is all about either following tram lines, which we don't have, or following the compass direction, which is what I normally do. And if we can do that, we should get some nice straight edges and get this field working as best goes for us. This is the long edge we're working on, so that should mean we get some nice long cuts into this field, and get it cut in the most efficient way we can, doing a lands setup. We are 44% through, so this cutting looks to have been pretty successful. I think we're gonna see where this ends up. I don't think I've judged it too badly. The field has a little bit of a kink in the bottom end of it here, so we've got a very thin row here. Otherwise, where we cut in, I actually got a full header row's worth. So it worked really, really well. We've got one more round to go round on this set of lands, I think. We are, though, going to be emptying this combine at this point. So let's get that out. We'll just turn off the head and jump into our tractor. Gonna start it up and we'll go and empty the combine. But yeah, that's worked pretty well. We are a decent way through this field now as well. I think we're about 50% through the contract, which is really, really good progress. It is 20 past 3 in the afternoon, so certainly looks like something we can get completed today. Although, of course, we're not going to finish the contract today because we need to get this to get the straw off this field. So yeah, 51% done at this point, which is absolutely brilliant. There is another harvesting contract kicking about as well. That is wheat in field 5. So if that comes up, we may get the combine continuing to go for the rest of the summer. We do need to get our stuff done though. We need to get our hay rowed and baled as well though. So we do have that to do. It's going to be an interesting couple of days. I think more and more fields are going to come up for harvest, and I think we're going to want to do a few of those contracts. We're about 50% of the way through the main body of the field at this point, and we've not yet got our full second trailer off here. We are heading towards it though. I mean, we're at 79% at the moment. I actually judged this quite well. We've got, are we missing anything at the sides? I don't think so. If I stray too far from either side, I think I'll be in trouble. But yeah, that actually was almost a perfect judge right up until the end there. So I'm just gonna swing round and do this. We'll take a cut from the outer edge there and go through the middle of the field. But that is pretty cool. I'm very pleased with that cutting and how well that worked. Will that drop on that pile there? Yeah, pretty much. Perfect. So we'll go down the side here because we're very likely to be full before we reach this end, and I don't want to cut in while I'm in that position. So let's just back up and line ourselves back up. There we go. But yeah, it's looking like we're not going to get more than sort of 3.5 to 4 trailerfuls off this field. There's not a huge amount of crop left on here. I'm very, very hopeful that we will get a nice little bit of excess crop off here, but I don't think it's going to be much. It may not be in, well, it's £200 per 1,000 litres difference, so it will make a difference with us holding on to it. What I want to try and do is the final trailer. I want to try and hold off on that, or the final load that needs to go into the sell point. I want to try and hold off on that until we get the field finished, because I think we'll end up with more excess crop doing it that way than we will if we deliver everything before the field's finished. So we'll see how that goes. It's one of those things where I've had it a few times where I've gone and delivered. Well, let's empty this here. Where I've gone and delivered and had the contract complete on the field while I'm cutting, rather than from me delivering stuff, which suggests to me I probably delivered a little bit more than I needed to finish the contract, unfortunately. But we'll bring this over here and get this emptied before we cut in again. And in fact, we'll go and tip this before we cut in again. So let's just jump in here, empty that out, and then we will turn the front off and we'll turn the back off. And once this is emptied, I will go and empty at the sell point. And then we've just got this little section of field left to get done. I think in my estimate about how many trailers we're going to get off here is probably about right. We got 80, we got to 54% of what we needed to deliver with the last amount we dropped off. We are currently at 77% of the way through this contract though. So fairly interestingly, we are in a position where We're a lot further along in the contract than the amount we've delivered would suggest, which is really odd, and one of those odd disparities you get sometimes doing contracts in FS19. We'll just go and grab this little section here, and again with about 6 rows of cutting, we're getting a full tank. So we end up sort of emptying at the far end all the time at the moment because of the way we're doing the cuttings. We've not got that. We've probably got 1.5 more cuttings to do. So that would basically mean we're just over 3 full trailers, which is going to be just about enough based on what we've delivered so far to complete this. So as I said, if I can get the rest of this field cut before I go and deliver maybe even the 3rd trailer, that might give us a closer thing on how complete this contract is just from the harvesting side of it. You know, we get 80% of the field harvested and 80% of the grain delivered. That completes the contract. I have a feeling if we get all of the field cut, we don't need to deliver 80% of the grain. It is a distinct possibility. This is going to be, although actually a really good level for us to empty this combine at. It's not a full tank, but we know that this tractor and trailer won't take 2 full tanks. So let's go and get that. And bring this down the far end, empty our trailer, get our Marston emptied, or get it emptied into our Marston, sorry, and yeah, we've then got, as I said, maybe 1-2 cuttings left on this field, so certainly the rest of this field we can get off here into the trailer and into the combine before we go and deliver that last set of crop, and with any luck we might get to hold a little bit more back for ourselves. We really are going well into the evening though on this on this contract. It is 8:45 in the evening in game. There's not a huge amount of field left. We've still not got this 3rd full trailer though, and yeah, it is really going to be quite a close call on this contract, I think. And this is why it's even more important, I think, to not deliver any more grain until we finish this field. We have the capacity to do it, but we're only 58% full in this combine at the moment. We are just finishing this part of this cutting, but I think we've only got about maybe 3-4 rows left from this. That should mean that we fill the trailer plus a little bit, by the looks of it. Certainly not going to be a huge amount over 3 trailers that we get off this field. If we do get more than 3 trailers off this field, I think it might be time, yeah, to turn our work lights on. This time of night, the sun is fading. We've got nice good temperatures and nice and dry, and I'm fully expecting our hay actually to have dried out now. And my judgment actually on these cuttings have been really good on this field too. I don't think I've ever got my eye in as nicely as I have on here today. This has just been, we've not had much leftover small bits. Speaking of leftover small bits, that is about a header's width to the right of us there. So it's not, yeah, there is not a massive amount of crop left on this field, and it is not going to be much more than than a 3rd trailer. I was expecting maybe a 3.5 trailers, but even that seems to have been an overestimate. Quite amazing that there is more width further up the field, but it's not a massive amount. So we'll have to see how this all shakes out. Finally got approaching a full tank. Well, it's certainly enough to fill this trailer. We've only got 2 rows left. There's not much crop left on this field at all at this point. I'm intrigued as we're emptying this to find out how complete this contract is now. So let's just park that there, turn that off, turn this back on, put my handbrake on and empty this out. And while that is emptying, let's have a look in here. 94% complete. So I think we could possibly at this point not harvest any more of this field and complete this contract. It's gonna be, we need to deliver at least a little bit of what we've got in this trailer to complete this contract. But it's not gonna be much, to be honest. So I'm gonna get this emptied. I'm gonna get this all started back up. Whoop, leave that out. Start that up. There we go. And then we're gonna put the rest of this field into the combine. We'll see where this contract is at that point. And by then, we'll then go and deliver a little bit of this down to our sell point and see how much we actually need to drop off to complete this contract. Coming up to our last little bit. It's nearly 10 p.m. on the dot, and the sun is now dipping below the horizon. There we go. I think that should do it. So we'll turn that off, and we'll turn that off. Don't think any more of this will fit in this trailer, and I'm not actually going to try. I'm just going to leave the combine at the edge of the field here, ready to empty, so that we can get that emptied and into our bit later. Jump into this, and we're going to head over to the sell point. And I'll come back before I finish up today and just empty that combine. And then we can move it with stuff next time. But yeah, we are 100% full. We are 96% done on the contract. So I'm going to take this up there and we'll empty it out. And we'll see how much we need to empty to actually complete it. And at 10:30, we are up to Grainco. Let's just get this backed into here and see how much we have to deliver to complete this contract. 96%. I don't think it's going to be much, to be honest. So as soon as it comes up, I'll stop it. And come on, how much is it gonna be to complete this contract? Wow, that's more than I was expecting. Definitely more than I was expecting now. There we go. We got 189 harvest income, so we put about half a litre in there extra. But yeah, there we go. 4,000, so we needed to deliver about 8,000 more litres to complete that contract. The rest of this we can hold on to. We will hold this until the winter and we make some extra cash on it. But I think I'm going to leave this here now. Next time we will get the straw all baled up. Our hay is done as well, so that will work for us too. We've got a lot of baling to do, and we might send this tractor and the combine up to field 5 to see if they can do a wheat contract in the meantime. For now though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.